Boom, and there's the red light meaning that we are live. Hello, everyone. I'm Paul Wizzo. Got a few announcements as usual before we get started and get to meeting our guests. Going to reach out and say thank you to all my subscribers and followers. I appreciate your support. If you'd like to subscribe to Wizzo Talk, it's streaming across the bottom. The link is in the description. And just make sure you hit that notification bell. So I don't have a certain schedule. I post to my guest availability. So make sure you hit that notification bell so you get notified. And remember, it's 100% free, absolutely free to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate your support. I'm always looking for guests to be on Wizzo Talk. Don't worry about a topic because I have plenty of them. So if you'd like to be a guest on the show, hit me up, send me a link, carry a pigeon, smoke signal, or whatever. Just get in touch and we'll get you on Wizzo Talk. You can also find Wizzo Talk on Spotify. So if you're just riding or whatever, riding along, look up on Spotify. And got a little old link in the description if you want to try some of that Wizzo Talk merch. Check it out. It changes weekly. Those are your announcements. Take due notice thereof and govern yourself accordingly. I always say that shit. I don't know why I like that. We're going to meet our guest and we're going to get it going, wrap it on. Seven, what you got for us?
Yo, this your boy 7 Points of Bliss, aka the Pomegranate Samurai, man. Hey, thank y'all for having me here, man. If y'all want to check me out, you can Google After Real Truth, all one word. You can check out some of the merch, some of the art, you know what I mean? Grab you some of that high frequency material, man. And check me out on Spotify on the Cosmic Currency 777. Hey, man, you really Google After Real Truth. All that's going to pop up, man. I just want to say, hey, thank you for having me here again.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. Come on, Big Woo.
Hello, everybody. Kevin Woods, IT professional. Just on here to chop it up with the brothers about whatever topic that we have to chop.
All right, that's a good chop. All right, Coach, what you got?
All right, this is Charles, the Coach Wilson. There's a lot of Coach Wilsons out there, but there's only one, the Coach Wilson, the AI trainer and the information giver. So you can find me on LinkedIn, pull me up on LinkedIn. You can type in the Coach Wilson and I will come up. Please leave a recommendation when you get there and you'll find out more about the services that I provide as an AI coach and consultant. So I'm ready to get with it. What you got, Wizzo?
All right. That's what's up. I got one more thing before I come back to you, Coach. I want to make sure I invite everyone out for on March the 11th at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a topic called An Adult Conversation Between Men and Women. That's a red flag. It will be approximately 3 ladies on that show and about 3 or 4 guys on that show. It is uncut and unedited. You never know what you're going to hear. And we drop some FCBDs and Fs and A's and G's and all that shit. So make sure that the kids are not watching. Just want to put that out there, March 11th. So y'all check it out. So before I come to you, Coach, I'm going to come to you first. Everyone have heard me say in the announcement, whether you're watching this now or you're watching it later, you're more than welcome to be a guest on the show. So through a friend of Coach's and a friend of mine reached out to me, linked Coach and I up together. And Coach came up with a topic that he'd like to bring before the world. And so with that being said, I reached out to a few guys and they say, yeah, I know a little bit about something about AI. And boom, too easy. Here we go. So with that being said, Coach, hit us up with this AI. What you got?
So AI is the new game in town. It's the game that's here to stay. And it's one of those things that's quite unique. You know, a lot of things in this country, people don't have a level playing field. But right now, AI gives everybody a equal playing field. And the reason why I say that is because 99% of black folks, they don't know nothing about AI. 99% of white folks, they don't know nothing about AI. 99% of Hispanics, they don't know nothing about AI. Whatever group you name, the majority of them don't know nothing about AI. And so this is our opportunity to seize the moment because it's here to stay. It's coming like a freight train going down a track and it ain't taking no prisoners. You either get on the train, get on the tracks, or you get left behind. Okay. And so That's what I'm here to promote. I'm here to promote us getting on the train, not getting ran over by the train, and definitely not getting left behind.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. Well, let me ask you this. When you say, those percentages that you kicked out that say, people know nothing about AI, I
Mhm.
mean, what are you meaning by nothing about it? I mean, I just know how to use it very little, but explain what do you mean by knowing nothing about it?
So just the basics. Like some people, amazingly enough, have never even heard of Chat GPT.
Mhm.
Some people only know about Chat GPT. I got a toolbox right now. I got 600 plus AI tools in it, and ain't none of them called Chat GPT.
Hmm.
But that's what anybody that per se knows anything about AI, if you ask them a question, that's what they're going to start talking about is Chat GPT. But
Right.
it's so much more, and it's integrated into almost everything that we do. It's coming. And so that's what I mean when I say, that people really don't know anything about it. And so
Okay. All right. Seven. Woo. Y'all got any
So
comment?
I what was the so why is the title called AI and the coming disruption?
Yo, great question. I'm glad you asked that, Seven. I asked that because
Now this woo.
That was
I'm
Woo.
sorry.
I'm five.
Woo woo. So great question. Excuse me. Great question. So disruption means that it's going to disrupt things. So depending on who you listening to, they say upwards to 80 million jobs lost because of AI over the next 3 to 5 years. Now, the people who that's going to affect the most are people that are unfamiliar and do not know how to integrate artificial intelligence into their current jobs. Those people are going to get replaced by somebody who does. Somebody who does is like 10 people who don't doing the same job. And so disruption literally means it's going to break up the way things are done. So imagine this electricity. When electricity came on the scene, there was a lot of people that just couldn't fathom, they couldn't wrap their minds around what could be done with electricity. Whole industries were lost because electricity came on. Prior to electricity, the majority of ways that people lit their homes was with candles. No need for candles. They had the steam combustion engine um, before electricity. Then, if you fast forward to, I don't know y'all's ages, but I remember when we started, we went from typewriters to computers and computers to the internet. The things that you can do as a result of the internet versus what you could do in the early 90s is just unheard of. And so it's going to disrupt things. It's going to take whole sectors out. When I came up, we was listening to we was listening to cassette tapes, we was listening to CDs, and now, I got one of these in my pocket.
Mhm.
And now I create, I can create music. Like I did a conference last week at Baylor talking to they had they facilitated a business opportunity success series, and I did some classes on AI. When I started my class, I had my own music. I made my own music in 2 minutes. Actually, it wasn't even 2 minutes. It was about 20 seconds flat.
Right.
I made my own music, and it was good music. I had everybody bobbing their head, and I created it with AI. And so it's just some incredible things that are happening with AI. It's going to disrupt a lot of things, a lot of what most people are doing. It's going to especially affect, some of your blue collar work, some of the repetitive type industries, and it's even going to affect some industries that people have no idea, like accounting and the legal arena, coding. It's going to affect a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that because I know when Pilot asked me, excuse me, I'm sorry, Wizzo had asked me
It's
some weeks
okay.
ago.
I got you tripping.
Yeah, when he had asked me some weeks ago, and we were talking about one thing, and then he came back and asked me if I was still interested, and he told me the new topic. I was like, oh, so um, one thing I did say, I'm an IT security professional.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I just hit you on LinkedIn. So this
Okay.
is going to be a very good conversation because let me just say this: I ain't in that 99%. I may be in the 75% because I'm really not in a technical space anymore. I do more compliance, even though I have the technical aptitude. But I know before I left my last firm, that was the big thing for, you'll know about it. You'll know what I'm talking about with PCI when dealing with AI in development. And you talked about that. And so one number that you talked about, which I think was a little low, you talked about, what'd you say, 50,000 or some
I
number?
said 80 million.
Oh, you said 80. Okay, well then, okay, you overstated because I was like, last I checked, they're talking about they're still needing like a 500,000 AI professionals. And so I was just talking to a young guy at my church, and I was telling him, I was like, okay, the security thing is cool, but I told him, if you really want to get going, you need to get into this AI. And I've been trying to do some stuff on my own as I have time. But yeah, it's totally changing the game. But let's chat about this. Is I mean, especially with you being a coach in AI, is AI really new in AI similar to heuristic? Remember how they used to have heuristic vulnerability scanners and all that type of stuff that could pick up on how servers and computers thought and think, and then could pick up if there was a vulnerability that would change the way that computer worked.
So AI is not really new. The
Okay,
name and the mass use and integration is what's new.
okay,
AI probably been
okay,
around about 50 years in some capacity or another. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a quick example. If you ever get on your cell phone and you type in a text message to somebody and it autocorrect, that's
yeah,
AI.
yeah,
So
okay. I just want okay. All
yes,
right,
sir, yes,
we're on
sir,
the
yes,
same
sir.
page.
What you got, Seven?
Oh man, I want to say AI has been around for a long time, bro. As long as we've had smartphones, AI has been there.
Way before
Also,
that.
oh yeah, wait, but the military is always 60 to 100 years beyond whatever the public has anyway, right? And
Mhm.
I wanted to chime in on what Coach was saying before on how AI is really going to like this bring like this disturbance to the world because people really kind of don't even understand the importance of it. I don't know if you all are familiar with a movie called Incredibles. It was like a little kid superhero movie,
Mhm.
but they had a bad guy in there. His name was Syndrome. And Syndrome, what he wanted to do was he wanted to make this technology as to where everybody can have superpowers. So he said that when everybody became super, nobody would be. This is what AI is capable of, right? Because you don't necessarily need to have any type of talent at all to do anything when it comes to AI, which is very sad, right? So you're really taking away from the people who put hours upon thousands of hours into their craft, and you're allowing the computer to do it, which is completely crazy because people out here doing artwork from AI just generating like hundreds of pictures in seconds, bro. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
what they don't understand is they don't have any rights to this stuff. AI has rights to this stuff, right? People don't know the legalities to a lot of these things, and people have been gone to court and sued over this type of stuff because AI owns the right to it, and if the AI owns the right to it, whoever owns the AI owns the right to it. You know what I'm saying? So you can make all this stuff, but that don't mean you own it. We're feeding AI all this information, making it more intelligent, not aware of what we're actually doing. You know what I'm saying? You see this picture behind me? I put it up here for a reason. That's a human brain connected to a computer. People they're not even aware that science is going so far with AI now. They're actually putting human brain cells, they're growing brains on actual computer boards, allowing these brains to gain knowledge, bro. They're not even connected to no human bodies. Y'all can look this up. It's crazy how far they're going with this AI right now. You know what I'm saying? And I be into this type of stuff, so I pay attention to all of it. People are not aware of what this stuff can really do to society. Before we were talking about people on the internet telling you what's real and not real. Now the internet is being bombarded with so much AI generated shit. Niggas don't know what's real. You know what I'm saying? You can go to the internet and try to see Drake drop a new song. It's some AI shit that sound better than what the fuck Drake would have made. So you don't even know what's real. And that's the most dangerous part about AI that nobody's talking about. Yeah, it's easy to use. It's fun. People, it's gonna usher in a different type of future, but it's not gonna be genuine because people are not using their imagination. We giving everything away that made us unique when it comes to humanity.
What's
Yeah,
up,
I
Coach?
think coach.
You
Go ahead.
said a number of things. Some of them I agree with. Some of them I would disagree with.
Right.
One of the things is it's kind of like this. So I got some colleges coming up that I'm going to be going to, doing some training with students. And the number one thing that the colleges say is, I don't want you coming in here teaching kids how to cheat, right? But this is kind of my comeback, and it kind of pertains to what you're saying as well, Seven. Um, Remember when we were allowed to use those high-speed math calculators in high school to do the math problems, right? Before that, or without the calculator, parents couldn't afford one. Then you literally had to break the problem all the way down, and that's very time consuming. Now, even though you use that calculator, you must understand the different formulas and the process to put the mathematical equation in there to get the right answer out of there. Just because you're using a calculator doesn't mean that you're going to get the answer right if you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
AI is like that too.
Right.
So, my background, 25 years in the military, is logistics and diversity. Since I've been out the military, it's been in coaching and working with small businesses, working along the lines of marketing, promotion, advertisement, those types of things. I currently work with the Innovation Black Chamber of Commerce as well right now, working with small businesses. And what I can tell you is that it's meant to enhance. Like a lot of people ran off with social media. The problem with social media is people are using social media to replace communication, replace engagement, replace relationship building when it was only meant to enhance it. You can't take away the human touch. The same thing goes with
Yeah.
AI. So right now, me and you can get on Chat GPT or any of the other platforms, and we can be given the same instruction. And when we prompt the large language model, we're going to get a different result. We're going to get a different result because the way that you look at things versus the way that I look at things, my level of expertise in prompt engineering versus your expertise in prompt engineering is going to effectively create two different answers, two different pictures, two different songs, all because of that. So there's still a component. And when you look at what won't be replaced by AI, it goes back to those types of things.
Right.
It goes back to things along the lines of it goes back to things along those lines when you look at it. Even on the security measure, you told the gentleman about shifting into AI. I probably would have added shift into AI security because that's going
Oh,
to be huge
right.
because
That's
of cloning
right.
and things along those lines. It's also going to tie into the crypto space and blockchain technology. That's probably where the security is going to come from, and it's probably going to be an NFT.
Mhm.
Right.
It's going to probably be the new security. It's going to play a huge role in the security. So I agree with you. Like there's a lot of people that write books. They're up in arms about AI because the way that it's learning. But again, when I prompt and you prompt, we're gonna get two different things, and
Right.
it's all based on our base knowledge.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what. So, Seven Coach kind of took basically what I was going to say. A lot of things you said were true. I mean, a lot of things. I mean, everything is true. What you said, but there's a lot of things I agree with. A lot of things I didn't agree. And what I don't agree with is people not going to be lost because exactly what Coach said. They still need a lot of people to input in AI. It takes that human intellectual property to put things into the artificial intelligence. So if it's not fed everything it needs, it's not going to work properly, or it won't work as. Let's put it like this: if Coach fed one thing and I fed one thing, there's a great chance the coach is going to be better than mine because his just knowledge into AI compared to my knowledge into AI. And the same thing will go the same thing for it will go the same for you with three different areas. So we won't come up with the same thing. But man, it's such a huge gap. And Coach, you're spot on. That's what I was telling them. AI security would be a good way to go because like I said, right now they're scrambling trying to figure out. To Seven's point, you can duplicate things. How do you know if this is the code that was generated by these developers with this application that makes payments?
Right. And
You know, so,
I got two things I'm gonna touch on quick here. I talked with a guy. I don't know. Let's say a couple of months ago, and he was using AI, and he say, "Wizzo, watch this right here." So he asked some questions to AI, and AI gave him an answer, but he knew what the answer was. He had to make AI tell him the answer. And so the long story short on it, AI response was, "I am sorry, sir. You are absolutely correct." So I was like, damn, he just made AI apologize. I'm like, what the hell, because he knew the answer, he knew what to say, and what he was trying to get from AI, but AI wasn't giving it to him. And his reply, he said, "Man, see, I had to make these white folk tell the truth because they not telling it, whatever." And y'all can see I posted a comment up there that somebody posted there. And another thing, when Seven was saying the rights to AI, so if I create an image using AI, I can't use that because even if I bought the program right now, all I know about, now, Coach, when you talked about all those other AI, all I knew about was Chat GPT. I didn't know about a lot of those other ones you was talking about. So my thing is, if I create an image where it asks me on Chat GPT, create an image, I create that image, I don't have the rights to that image.
So I haven't seen that. I know that there's been some different lawsuits actually against ChatGPT by some of the large writers network because, in essence, a part of the large language model is scraping data. If you look at the big thing that happened back in January with DeepSeek, without having the top of the line chips from NVIDIA, they basically just did exactly what Chat GPT does, which is they scrape data from everywhere. So they basically scrape data from Chat GPT, used the inferior chip, and created DeepSeek, at a fraction of the
a
cost.
fraction of the cost. There you go.
And so I think there's going to be some back and forths. There's always back and forths on those things, but I think in the end, it's going to all pan out. The same thing happened, with the .com, boom, bust, boom. And I think the same thing will happen with this. Same thing happened to a degree with crypto. There's a lot of lawsuits, a lot of, you're doing this wrong, this isn't right. And now all these jokers are starting to fall in line. And so I don't think it can be stopped. I guess is what I'm saying. But to go to the heart, in essence, what we're talking about right now is called AI governance. And so in AI governance, that's where all of these rules, that's where it's going to become important for government, city, state, and federal. That's where it's going to become important for your universities, your corporations. Everything is going to evolve around AI governance. And so you're going to need to really have a solid governance plan to implement it into a lot of these big and major institutions. And so it's just absolutely crucial for that AI governance. The last thing I want to mention on governance is, like, right now, one of the other reasons why I'm passionate about us becoming involved and getting into this is because AI is biased. AI hallucinates. So to go back to 7, right? What I tell anybody, if you start messing with AI and you don't have a base knowledge in the particular field that you're dealing with AI in, AI is a smooth operator. It will kick out some stuff. AI sell ice to Eskimo. The answers that it will put together will be so smooth, so succinct that you won't be able to tell if it's true or it's false. However, if you got a base knowledge on the field, so Wizzo, you doing the podcast thing, if you got a base knowledge on podcasts and you start messing with AI in reference to podcasts, you know, it'll be right a lot of the times, but there's going to be sometimes it's going to be wrong. But your base knowledge of podcasting is going to allow you to be able to interpret that data and be like, nah, partner, that ain't right. You need to fix blah, blah, blah. And it's going to have to adjust. And so you got to bring base knowledge in there. That's one. And then the other problem is we have to get involved because AI discriminates. Like, AI can't tell one black person from another black person. Not literally like that, but there's incidences in Texas, in Louisiana, I believe Virginia, where literally people have been arrested because they use some type of AI software for facial recognition, and it literally confused black people, and the wrong person was arrested. As a matter of fact, if you Google it, it'll come up. But I think one recent case was right down in Houston where this happened at. And so it discriminates because the people who feed it the data are the ones who are teaching and training it. And right now, for the most part, it's been trained by everybody else.
Right.
That's the perspective it has. I created a photo and I just gave it a prompt about black businesses. I was trying to create a picture about black businesses. When it produced my photo, it had a ride on slab, it had some businesses, it had a lady in a tank top, it had a brother with a skull cap and dark shades on, with his arms folded like this.
Right.
And this was the professional business image that it produced on one prompt that I gave it. And so that's just a part of what happens if we're not involved in the creation of this stuff. It's coming whether we like it or not, whether we participate or not. It's coming, and quite frankly, some people are going to end up on universal basic income because of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Wizzo, did you post that in the chat?
Yeah.
About about it was on a subject matter that Seven talked about. Someone was saying that you can't copyright a AI picture without human input. Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's the reason why you can copyright it. So
Mm-hmm.
that's like I mean, you can copyright it because of exactly what Coach was just saying.
Mm-hmm.
With that human input, you can make the image to be whatever you want it to be, and because you put in that input as a human, you ought to be able to copyright it.
That's not, bro. Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all, whoever owns the program, the AI program, owns whatever it creates. It's like slavery. Whenever black people made anything in slavery, they slave masters owned it. That's how that works. Y'all gotta check it out. I'm telling you. And y'all only talking about one type of AI. Y'all talking about
Uh,
prompted AI. Y'all not talking about the AI that motherfuckers programmed to think for itself. The AI that they set on the internet, right? And it became racist. Or the AI that they set out on these social platforms, right? They set two AIs out separate. And these motherfuckers start talking to each other, right? They try to cut the computer off. They try to cut these AIs off. They formulate their own languages, bro. Then they try to delete one, right? So the thing said it deleted itself and really made a copy of itself somewhere else. Y'all not talking about that kind of AI. Y'all only talking about the AI where y'all can type stuff in and it makes stuff. That's cool. But the real AI, the real dangerous side of AI is the AI that we're allowing to think for itself, because all this stuff that we put into AI and we giving it our ideas, we're making this brain bigger so it can think for itself even better. That's the bigger picture. It's gonna be dangerous in the future. Y'all not thinking about long term. Like y'all thinking about, yeah, it might take away some jobs. Yeah, we some programmers. We're gonna be able to get in on this money. It's the same way people thinking about cryptocurrency. Nobody ever thinks about, hey man, what if the power get cut off? Cryptocurrency is worthless. Nobody ever thinks about that. You have to think about something greater than what's just being put in front of your face. Like, yeah, you can code it, but what happens when it codes itself and it don't even need you to do any of that? You know what I'm saying?
That's one of the first things I mentioned.
yeah,
Because
But
that's one of the
like
jobs. Yeah, that's one of the jobs it's gonna take is coding.
yeah, I
It,
mean,
it,
but it
it
can
can,
program itself just from y'all giving it all the information now.
right.
It's not gonna need nobody. Like just like the Terminator movie. Eventually, it's not gonna need
I,
humans to do anything.
I agree. I could see that potential.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different aspects to it. So, particularly, I am talking about how we interact with it, but that's also how you train it. That's where
right,
it's getting the information from. Now, when you start looking at stacking and creating AI agents, that's a different story. But those AI agents are basically taking information from large language models.
right,
Um, I built some AI agents, and I've trained AI agents. Um, you are feeding it, and then you put different AI agents together to be able to do different tasks. But that gets into the very high level stuff, and that particular stuff is not in order to build that stuff. That's not something that the majority of the masses are going to be able to do, because that's above coding. That's
yeah,
actually when you start talking about the engineers that would normally do coding is being taken away from them so that they can focus on higher level projects. And it's showing that coding is not what everybody thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't require, like, this super smart person to do coding. And so it's formulas, it's repetition, and knowing where to
logic,
put stuff. And,
right,
and that's the reason why you can train AI to replace coders
right.
for that very reason.
Right.
Yeah, I think I mean Seven. I hear what you're saying, and I can see there's something to think about, but I don't know that. I mean,
Now, I
AI
mean, I got to give it to Seven. So
his
I can see.
thinking is always
Well,
outside the box,
Yeah, I could, I could,
and
I could, I could see that. Some
yeah,
of the stuff that I'm seeing, I'm like,
But
Ready Player One.
AI only can do so much that, like you saying, that you teach it and that you input it from those AI agents and things like that. But I mean, I get it. I see.
I
And
mean,
like
everything I
Seven just
mentioned
mentioned,
is
a lot
real.
of
It
people
already
think about
happened.
that about crypto. They think if you unplug something, then crypto's gonna go away. Nah, I mean, Coach Wilson just talked about the blockchain and stuff like that. So, cause you unplug something, that don't mean crypto goes away.
Right.
Even on that note, basically saying that crypto is not valuable. Hell, if you really understand, when you really look at crypto, the concept of crypto has really been around probably since credit cards been around.
Yep, I was
Right,
just about to
Because
say
all
that.
it is
Digital.
like if you go to the bank right now and you got $20,000 in your account, you can't show up at the bank tomorrow unannounced and ask for $10,000.
Mm-mm.
They don't got it,
right.
right? And so whenever you get a loan, all they doing is moving numbers on the screen.
There you
That's why
go.
they're able to do, fractional um, banking. That's what
Right,
that whole thing is about. And so it's literally the same thing, but it's in a sense it's more secure because of what is backed by. The current
right.
money that's in our pockets is not really worth anything right now.
Yeah,
Exactly.
If
That's
we
what I was
if
about to
we
say.
went back, if you turn off the power, dollars ain't gonna be nothing. We're gonna be back to
nothing.
bartering.
Exactly. Hey, you really think about it, when they made the paper money was technically the first digital currency. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like a gold is like the dollar is like almost like a Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all supposed to be backed off gold. So when you breaking the gold down, that's why they even get the dollars and the $1,
Mhm.
$5, $20. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing they're doing with the Bitcoin, right? But people don't see patterns. It's
Right.
like it's hard for people to see patterns and
So
remember things through generations.
what
You know what I mean?
makes Bitcoin different, Bitcoin specifically, is based on the supply.
Hmm.
Yeah, because they can't make more of it.
Right. Whereas with gold, um, they took the money off the gold standard
Yep,
because they knew they didn't have enough gold for the amount of money they were making.
just
Right.
print.
And so that's the big difference between the dollar and Bitcoin. Although, they got some stuff that they're working on right now where they're figuring out how to make gold, the human way, not the natural way.
They can't even
Let me touch on this right here on two things. First, I don't know if you guys seen it, but Seven was talking about something earlier, and it's about the robots or something. And now I don't know if it's true, but sometimes you can't believe some of the shit you see on TV. But they did a study where this robot came up and they were supposed to be off and got these other three robots to follow it out of the building somewhere. And they had this on camera. But like I say, so I'm asking you guys, do you think that's possible for them to communicate with one another? And then I'm gonna come back and I want to ask, because I know we get to get in some other places, so that's why I'm throwing these out here. Is Coach you was talking about us not being on the track, between the track, on the track, driving the train, riding the train. So what I want to know is how do we learn that? Is to keep us ahead to learn about AI? And is there a class of something? Or where can someone find that information from? But first, just want to ask you guys, do y'all believe that about the robots? And then come back, Coach, where do we find that information? How can we get educated in this AI?
So, to answer your first question, about whether or not I believe it, I definitely think that it's possible. I don't know if it's currently happening right now. Never really researched it, but just looking, as Seven said, at the trend and watching what's happening. Hell, I think we're not too far away from iRobot.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what iRobot, in essence, was doing,
Mhm.
what you just described. So I definitely think that's possible. I don't necessarily know if that's happening right now, but I think it's possible. If it's not happening right now, it won't be too long before it will be able to happen. So that's the way that I look at that in my personal opinion. Um, Now to your second question about where do you learn? Um, well, there's stuff on the internet, but I would tell you, I believe all of y'all are in Central Texas. We here at the Innovation Black Chamber of Commerce, we've taught 6 AI workshops in this area in the last um, 2 years, anywhere between Waco and Austin and everything in Bell County. We've taught like 6 different AI workshops. We just had an AI conference the second week of February right here in Killeen, that we hosted. We had Google come out and provide training for us. We had Meta come out and provide training for us. We had Canva come out, provide training for us. And we had a bunch of other companies that's not necessarily on that level that came out and did classes and whatnot for us as well. So there's a lot of places to get training, but shameless plug. I'm going to tell you to check out the chamber. Myself and my partner that helps me with the AI training, and that's Mr. Ronnie Russell.
Yeah. He's been on before.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, he played a pivotal role in me getting started in AI. He actually started before me. I started in like January, February of 23, and he started in like October, September of 2022.
Okay.
So we've been around this stuff for a while. I would never say that I know it all or that I'm a guru. I'm constantly learning, and I'm trying to make sure we up on game.
That's what's up. Good looking out. Anybody got anything on any of that you
Yeah.
believe about the robots or
I mean,
communicate?
that's I mean, Coach said something, and that's where when I asked the question earlier, it was loaded as to, is AI something new? Because I was thinking about iRobot and Seven mentioned several different aspects of different. I can't think of the adjective, but I was thinking of entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
You think about Michael Jackson when he was making the videos, and there's animation, there's some AI in that. But when it was just one person, when they created one person, all of a sudden they created 1,000. Michael Jackson, when he was marching in the one video,
Yeah.
different stuff like that. So I was going back to that. Then I thought about I Robot as well. So yeah, I think it's very possible. Whether it happen now or not. But I was definitely interested. I was going to ask that question really for myself of Coach, because I want to learn. I want to learn more about it. I want to learn more about the input piece of it,
Yeah.
as well as the AI security piece from a professional standpoint. And like I said, you already know we had the conversation. I don't know if you remember. Was
Mm-hmm.
hell, I don't even know how to use Chat GPT.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't.
I figured it out a little
I've
bit.
been told about it, and I use a Mac, and I tried to use the shit for something. I was like, oh, this is some bullshit. I called a friend. They called me back. Oh, this is. Oh, I'll tell you what it was. I was trying to create 3 different resumes. One from a security perspective, one in the governance, one in this, and one with a managerial thing. And my friend just boop 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 boop. I just sent it to you.
Yeah.
And it was done by Chat GPT. And so I was like, how the hell I can't,
Yeah.
I ain't have time to figure the stuff out, but I needed what I needed, and the person got it to me. So, but yeah, no, I definitely will be interested in that, Coach. Like I said,
Yeah.
I hit you on LinkedIn. I see we know some people in common. I was
Right.
like, yeah, I got to circle back around the wagon with you.
And I'll say this before you go, Coach. Before you comment, I learned how to use ChatGPT for my descriptions in my podcast because I got tired of trying to think of whatever. So I put it off in there a little bit what I want, and it gives me almost spot on, and then that's good enough for my description. It don't have to be perfect, but it's better than me trying to type all those up. And sometimes it works with my title also. Or if I put a title in, then I ask ChatGPT to give me a description for that or whatever. So I do that, but I'm just putting that out there. But Coach, I just want to ask about the workshops. Uh, are any of those online? Where like Woo's up in Dallas, you
Okay.
know, to reach out, and or how do you some more information put out about that? When is the next one? You say y'all had 6 workshops.
Yeah, because I was like, I ain't heard of nothing from Dallas County or the Dallas Black Chamber of Commerce. I know plenty of people in those things, so I was
So
going to ask the same thing.
um we're actually almost being asked to go on tour. Um we've been in talks with the one of the black chambers up there in the Dallas area. There's another organization up there called AI Connect um, that we've spoken with as well. We haven't did anything in the Dallas area. We've done things in Waco, in Austin, and like I said, throughout Bell County. Usually, when we do a workshop, it's a 2-day workshop. It's a Friday night and a Saturday morning. Friday is the theory, and Saturday is the hands-on. We're big believers in hands-on. When you leave out our workshop, you know how to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the best ways to learn. We're not going to just talk to you and tell you about this and tell you about that. We're going to actually show you how to do something. And also, when we do our workshop, I look at the different AI applications as tools. So there's different tools that do different things. So I'll throw out a couple. So Perplexity and Claude. So a lot of times when I'm doing research, one of the research um, AIs that I'll use is called Perplexity. It's better at research than ChatGPT. Then one of the ones that I use when I want to fine tune in something that I'm writing is Claude. I use Claude because it puts out more humanized writing, and for me, it's a better writer. So I don't really use Chat GPT for that. Chat GPT, they have 2 tier levels when it comes to the payment plan. Now I don't have the top tier level because I don't know if you realize, but they got a Chat GPT subscription that's $200 a month.
Yeah.
Um, I had the $20. I've had the $20 a month one. Now I have it rolled up into another AI package that I have that has multiple ones inside of it. So it's different tools out there, and as you start playing with them, you'll know that you can use this tool for this and this tool for that. So that's how I utilize the different ones. But we are in the process of shifting to putting it online or either recording it and allowing people to be able to purchase the replay, if you will. Our next one is supposed to be either sometime at the end of May or the beginning of June would be our next AI workshop that we'll do. And so not sure where it's going to be at just yet, but that's the time frame for the next one that we're putting out. We also do consultations. So if you reach out to us, then we'll do the customized consultation that deals directly with what you're doing. And so I have different companies that I do that with where, it's more of a customized approach versus, teaching a classroom of people with different levels of experience and different areas of expertise.
Okay. Is that on that workshop before someone come in? We'll come to 7X. On that workshops, is there a fee involved in those workshops?
Yes, sir. I don't know what the other one was. If we do the workshop through the chamber, um, usually it's less than a couple $100 for non-members, and then it's less than $100 for members.
So I'm gonna ask then. So how do you become a member, and what are the fees involved in the membership?
So it's very important for us as a people, and this is probably where the conversation gonna shift. But
That's
it's
okay. Shift is
very
good.
important for us as a people to make sure we're moving on the economic front. And the economic front for businesses is chambers of commerce. And so if you go to innovation bravo charlie.org, um, then, or if you go on Google and type in Innovation Black Chamber of Commerce, you'll see the link to the website. We have membership packages. You can join as an individual. So let's say, Wood, you want to join, you all the way up there in Dallas, and you just want to get the information, but you're not really going to use the chamber that much. You probably want to get an individual membership. It's $99 for the whole year, less than $9 a month. Then, let's say Wizzo, I'm not exactly sure where you're at. Let's say you in Temple and you like, nah, I want to, actually plug in and take advantage of it. Then your business membership would be $179 for the year. If you have a nonprofit, then it's $119. And one of the things that the other team does, they will get individual memberships. They'll get individual memberships because they understand the value and the importance of being plugged into the information. And there's certain information that you're going to get from a chamber of commerce that's designed for you, by you, that you're not going to get anywhere else.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. 7, Woo, y'all got anything?
Yeah, I wanted to say when you were talking about the robots, man, that
Yeah.
a lot of people really don't consider humans to be robots, but we are technically the first artificial intelligence. If you go by biblical standards, we were programmed to be the way that we are. So we are the first artificial intelligence. I mean, we hold everything that we would think a robot would have within us, man. You know what I'm saying? We have electricity. I mean, actually, we're the highest form. You don't have to tell your body to heal. Your body does it automatically. We technically have nanotechnology running through us. So we are robots. We just don't see ourselves like that because of what we're composed of, but we are the first artificial intelligence.
I believe that. Hey, I believe that also that some of the stuff that we see on in the movies comes to light later. I mean,
Yeah.
Because they already got it.
yeah, yeah. And who knows what Elon is building over there in the Tesla place or some of the other places, some of the other experiments going on.
Sure,
We was told there wasn't spaceships and all that stuff for a while. Now all of a sudden they stop lying to us and we find out that they have been sightings. So, but it's in the movies and they
Yeah.
already have it, and then we wind up
Like
hearing
Star
about it.
Trek.
Yeah.
On Star
So,
Trek,
like,
they had a machine where they told the machine what food they wanted and it made it, printed it. Now we pretty much 3D printing food now and stuff like that. All that, man.
So it's interesting that you said that about the movies. I definitely believe that a lot of times, in a sense, predict the future. There's a couple of movies out. There's a movie out with Jennifer Lopez. I can't think of the name of it right now. That's an AI movie. There's Ready Player One. That's
Yep.
kind of a combo of NFTs and AI. So there's a lot of stuff out there that kind of shows us what's possible and what's to come. And it kind of goes back to the first point I made. This is the reason why we gotta be on it. Because either, we're gonna be building the table, we're gonna sit at the table, or we're gonna be on top of the table getting eaten.
Hmm.
And I'm at a minimum, I want to be sitting at the table, but really I want to build the table,
Right.
because that's where the true power is at. But if we stay away from it because of the potential for the negative aspects, then that leaves us really with one option, which is ultimately to become the meal.
Mhm.
And I I ain't trying to become the meal, and I don't want my team to become the meal. And so it's very important that we apply ourselves to this, and we become very aware of what's happening around us, understanding, a lot of the safety concerns, like what Seven is mentioning, but also being capable of using it and deploying it for our benefit. There's a war that's recently been started, and it's an AI war.
Mhm.
And so you mentioned Elon Musk, but he's not the only one.
Mhm.
Apple is in the battle.
Mhm.
Of course, Open AI, which Elon was initially a part of and is fighting against right now, they're part of it, the war. Google, Nvidia. So it's a war going on. And then there's a lot of smaller players that are in the war as well. And potentially some of those smaller players will become a major player, and then a lot of those smaller players are going to get eaten up by the big players. And
Mhm.
so, this is happening around us. And like I said, we don't want to get left behind.
Okay. All right. Anybody on anything? We're good. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. So let me say let me say this thing right here, Coach. So uh, I think I mean I follow Russell, and
Mhm.
I know you guys have. I mean I know it's a Facebook page too. I think
Yep.
that
Innovation Black Chamber of Commerce, Facebook,
right, and
IG,
right,
TikTok, I believe.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so we got a number. We got the website as well that y'all can check out as well. But what we do is, and let me say this: our chamber doesn't exclude anybody, right? So we have some Caucasian people as a part of our chamber. We have some Hispanics as a part of our chamber.
Mhm.
Um, so we don't exclude anybody, but our people need help, and so that's who we're trying to help. A lot of times people
Uh-oh.
talk about ourselves up by our bootstrap and our own problems. Well, that's what we're here to do. We're here to help to fix the problems in our business community and help our businesses grow, excel, and scale.
Right, yeah, no doubt. I know I reached out to Russell a while back. I was needing some help. I think I don't know, maybe a trademark or something. I don't remember. But he sent me a link, and you guys have like if I opened it, it was a brochure of all of the businesses and
Mm.
stuff like that that
Now,
was in
we
there.
have over 300 members.
Yeah,
We have a digital institute. Um, we do a lot.
yeah,
So it's a lot of ways that our chamber benefits the community. Our training is open to the community. I'm gonna tell you, we've had 80-year-old church ladies taking AI training from us.
hmm
We've had 14-year-old kids taking AI training from us, and everything in between. And so um, we always do stuff for the community and for the culture.
right. Okay. Uh, Coach, I don't know if we've been going probably about an hour. I don't know if
Okay.
Wu or Seven have any more questions, but I had some questions written out, and within your first 5 minutes, you answered all my shit. So I mean, like, well, I was like, well, damn. But my thing is, I just want to make sure that you get out whatever your message it is that you want, that maybe people watching this now or they may be watching it later. So whatever you might want to put it out there. We may have a comment. If not, then we'll kind of get ready to close out, because me myself, I don't have not much more. But
Okay.
you asked for this. I want to make sure you get everything out this to shine.
Okay. So The first shine that I got to give is to my brother Wizzo. Again, you started this off mentioning that, we met from a mutual friend.
Mm-hmm.
And, as a result of mutual friends, we're able to collaborate. And that mutual friend played host. And so I really appreciate him for playing host, and that's Brother Lashavio. And then I appreciate you for accepting me with open arms. I've listened to a few episodes of your podcast, and it's live and it's uncut, and you always have a good time, and I appreciate that. And everybody talk from the heart. They talk based on what they've learned, what they've experienced, and I can really appreciate that. So first and foremost, I want to give it up to you for having me on this show, for giving me opportunity to share this message with your listening audience, whether they're Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, young, old, blind, crippled, crazy. It don't matter. You gave me an opportunity to be on your platform, and I'm grateful for that, because you know platforms are powerful. You never know. A lot of times when I talk, people don't understand who's around them, right? Um, Sometimes I go places and I just do things because people ask me, right? And I'm passionate about it. I want to share, I want to help. But I'm going to tell you, sometimes out of just doing that, somebody hears a word, somebody hears a message, somebody sees collaboration, somebody sees consultation. And out of just sharing and giving, I get opportunities. And so I'm so thankful and I'm so appreciative of you and the openness that you have to bring people on your platform. We're supposed to launch off of platforms. People came before us. You came before me and you created this podcast. And you're giving authors, creators, um, influencers, people that have different expertise, the opportunity to stand on your platform and launch off of it. And that's so powerful. So thank you. Thank you so much for that. And so as I close, the message that I want to share with your audience is, we can't play with this. Don't put this on the back burner. It's coming whether we like it or not. Artificial intelligence is coming. It's coming for the food industry. It's coming for the retail industry. It's coming for accountants. It's coming for lawyers and people in the legal arena. It's coming for coders. So don't put this on the back burner. Learn how to apply this in the job that you're currently doing. Learn how to apply this to the business that you currently have. Use it as a force multiplier to allow you to do more with less so that your business can grow, develop, and scale. And if I can play a part in assisting any one of your viewers, anyone that hears my voice through this platform, like I said, just reach out to me. Right now, I'm promoting my LinkedIn page. Reach out to me on LinkedIn as Wood did, and I'll get back to you, and we'll see where it takes us. So thank you again. God bless, and I'm gonna turn it back over to you, Wizzo.
All right, appreciate it, Coach. You about to make me say we're gonna raise the offering up in here, boy. You were going ahead. I was like, man, I appreciate that.
I see the value.
Yeah.
I see the value.
He already raised the offering, didn't he, Coach? He talking about, he didn't raise the offering, but he already did the announcement. He talking about govern yourself accordingly. So we almost got it wrapped
already. All right, come on, Woo. What you got there, man? What you got? Closing comments out.
Man, I'm just happy to be a part. Like I said, I wasn't sure where it was gonna go, and I knew I would see seven. Seven always in everything, and so
Yeah.
brother always have knowledge. The way I look at it, I met a new brother in a new context. So please accept my invitation, Coach.
As soon as we
Definitely
get off of here.
want to rub head with you and just learn some more, and just like you said, see where it can go. And hey, may have a new connect up this way.
Right.
Like you say, you talking about taking stuff on the road. I know some folks too, so
Yeah.
hey, rub shoulders. So again, Ken Folk, like I said, I just excuse me, Wizzo,
It's
hear
good. It's all
everybody.
good.
Yeah, man, I'm just peacock proud of a phone call. Cuz I think I'm gonna do this. What you think?
Yeah.
I was like, shit, do that.
Yeah.
Then he sent me, cuz I think I'm gonna do it. I'm like, man, do it, man. Whatever you want to do it. And I'm always bragging on him. I'm always telling people, yeah, my cousin got this podcast, da 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 da.
Yeah.
And I share out with it. So I'm just a big cheerleader, but I'm also, just like I said, peacock proud of where he's come from, just from a thought and an idea to where we are now, and um, um, seeing his territory grow. So kudos to you, folks.
All right, that's what's up, cuz it is okay, Coach. Wu and I, you hear me saying Wu instead of Woods. That's my cousin. He's been on when I was up in Dallas before I learned how to stream. I'm a lot of self-taught on this podcast, and it's a long story on it. But to come this far and have within putting the pen to the paper in 22, and then launched it in 23, and have 777 subscribers and over 330 some thousand total views. And I welcome anyone to my platform. I do a
Right.
lot of one-on-ones. We do a lot of group sessions. You never know where it's going to go. The topic may be this, and we'll wind up way somewhere else. But I welcome, anyone. I've had white people on or whatever. So that's why I say, if you have a topic, you'd like to be a guest on the show, hit me up, send a message, smoke signal, carrier pigeon. Just give me the message and we'll get you on. That's all. So let me come up here to 7 right quick. 7, what you got?
Hey man, honestly, man, I just want to say it's an honor, bro, that you didn't have me on this joint since shit. I don't even know how many episodes in you was on before you even got me on the joint, but I've been in here since damn near the inception of the joint, man. And it's been an honor too, bro. Honestly, you know what I mean? I have met so many interesting people out here, just man, teaching the world what they got going on, telling the world about what's going on with the world, and it's beautiful, man. And as far as the AI goes, hey man, I'm down with it because honestly, man, we either gonna move with it or get moved by it. So man, you gotta get on it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand it, and then eventually, hopefully, bro, somebody gonna put out this AI for our people personally. You know what I'm saying? That's what we really need to start doing, is getting stuff for our people personally, because a lot of stuff people is making against us. Like my man Coach said, man, you know what I'm saying? He typed some shit in AI about black people and it pushed out some motherfucking some stereotype shit. So
Yeah.
it's really us against everybody else, man, when you really think about it. So we really need to get our own stuff and stop letting people just give us whatever they want to give us. So we really gotta put this stuff out here, man. Work with it. We also need to know the dangers of AI. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said before, it's different types of AI people don't even know anything about. So we really need to get more versed in it, like Coach was saying before. Not too many people even know about anything. The people don't even know that they putting brain cells in computers, bro. This is like this is easy knowledge. It's free. You can Google search it. You know what I'm saying? They've been growing brain cells on computer chips, bro, and this fusing with AI. They having the chips literally thinking for themselves. So it's we really need to get more well versed in just knowing what our enemies are doing, because they're not doing this for our benefit. And when I say our enemies, I'm not just talking about black people. There's an enemy that's working against all of us. You know what I'm saying? It's classism is the new racism, but we're not even paying no attention to that. So we really need to be more aware of everything that's going on around us. And like Coach said, man, I'm gonna keep iterating it. We really do need to be working with the AI more, even if it's just to get our stuff out, man. Like I said before, people that can't draw or make music, they've been getting on AI, just getting it out. And at the same time, man, I feel like it's taken away from people who do know how to do it, who put time into doing it. But it's still good to see people create. You know what I mean? That's the first step to it, honestly. And man, you know what I'm saying? Let's just get with it.
Already. Appreciate it. Seven, I don't know if you see that comment that JW posted. At this point, Seven is like the co-author.
I'm laughing too because I think the same thing too, man. I just love his spirit. I was finna say before we sign off, man. Negro make me want to go hang out with him because I'm like, man, how you know all this stuff? He always talking about Googling this and that. Hell, I ain't got the time. I'm
That's
like,
just like the AI joint. Y'all say whatever you type in. Like I be telling people stuff at work. They're like, "How do you know this?" I'm like, "Bro, show
damn,
me
you
a
work?
Google, show me
Okay.
a Google search, and I'm gonna show you mine."
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
We're not typing in the same stuff. And
yeah.
I seen that. Like I be looking at my lady shit, and I'm like, "What the hell do you even be looking up makeup and all this other weird shit?" And I'm over here looking up scientific facts and shit.
Yeah, Seven and I met at work, and we've been chopping it up, and he's been on so many
Oh,
episodes
okay.
like
I never do
crazy.
that.
He's been on a lot. And I will tell you this before I get ready to close out. Just like Coach and Woo, how you guys are going to connect and stuff. And it's been so many of my guests that's come on that's wind up connecting with one another later. You know, I had Arby on, Arby, a 20-some year veteran. You know, he's been on in a movie on Tubi. He's working on I forgot the name of it. Something he's real passionate about a lot of stuff. Jason Payne and a lot of these guys, and they started connecting with one another afterwards. So I'm glad that you two guys are going to connect with one another after the fact and everything like that.
Hey man,
And
that's what it's all about. We just and Seven will probably appreciate this. It's not necessarily that we late to the game. I heard some this past weekend in a sermon, and it all goes back to slavery on how. And I didn't really know as much as I know about slavery. I didn't know this one caveat, and hell, this may be the thing that pushes to something else, kinfolk. But you know, the black ladies couldn't show affection to their children in front of the man because then the man would take that and run with it, and that would make the children more marketable. So that would have their child sold. You know, if I say, you know, you so smart, you beautiful, well then they're gonna repeat that and regurgitate that. Now all of a sudden they got my son finna set him on the auction block because maybe you know he's strong or he has a lot of ingenuity, he can draw and stuff like that. And so push that forward. That's how a lot of parents, you know, think about not all parents, you know, which I love to give people positive reinforcement and the compliment and stuff like that. But a lot of black parents, it just kind of passed down through things where they don't want to compliment their kids. And then, you know, you sit up there and you talk crazy to your kid when that child could be the next, you know, Barack Obama or whomever, if you just pour into that kid. And it kind of started from slavery. I was like, wow, what? I was like, that's crazy. And so, you know, I don't know.
There's so much stuff that goes back to that. I wanted to mention something. Just go back with Seven before I come back to you, Wood. But you know, again, I see this stuff as tools. You know, so you know, we look at it's a new tool in this day and age. But if you think about, I think it was Grandmaster Flash. He was the one that came out. He created two turntables. Like he made two turntables and start mixing and scratching. But then Pioneer, I believe it was, the company took his ideal and built on top of it and made two turntables. And so your modern day DJ uses a system that's built by Pioneer, but the ideal came from Grandmaster Flash, and it's the tool that's used to, you know, be able to do all of the DJing now and
Say
scratch
man,
based
say
off
man,
of what he created.
say
Like
man.
he physically, you know, jerry rigged two turntables together, and now there's like a 12 plus $billion industry
Oh,
for that one ideal, and it's a tool. And
right, the
so
mixer.
that's what AI is. It's a tool, but it's a new tool now, which then means you got to elevate your game.
right.
So there's certain parts, certain things that you just don't have to do anymore because we got better tools. And then when you go back to what you were saying about the message at church, there's so many things that have happened over the years that affect us and affect our psyche. Image plays such a vital role. Our image, like one of the things that's the most guarded is image. That's one of the things our country protects the most is image. And it's also one of the things that's caused the most damage because the real image behind the front facing image is two different things all over the world. And so definitely true there, would, and it does have an effect, what people see. And I hope they see what's happening with AI.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Because like you said, when you mentioned Google, that's why I heard the lady talking about, the need for all these new professionals and all the need to put these human interfaces. So now here you working with Google. So I'm super excited about that. But I want our young folks to get it. Our young folks got to get in this math and engineering and doing some stuff for themselves and all this type of stuff. And so, I thought it was funny that you said that worrying about the student cheating. That ain't what you really worried about. You worry about them jokers learning and going to the next level. Don't get it twisted. Going to some of that stuff that Seven was talking about with this Elon Musk, this authoritarian stuff that they doing. This is all planned, all for a reason. You talk about the crypto and the market and all that type stuff. It's all planned to dumb us down so they can make money. Don't get it twisted. Elon Musk, I made a post the other day on Facebook. I'm like, I'm so sick of these my MAGA friends and all this time stuff trying to think we stupid. We ain't stupid. I put on now. I got it from E40. We see through y'all like Scotch tape. You sitting up here, you got $880 billion Department of Defense budget, and this fool got on the contract side, he got over half of that.
Yeah.
And he getting more. You see, we ain't done nothing to the Chinese and all these tariffs and all that because he want them batteries made.
Yeah, already. That's what's up. Hey guys, look, I appreciate each and every one of you guys coming on Wizzo Talk and voicing y'all opinion and everything. Coach, I'm glad you're coming on. I hope everyone out there watching it now or maybe watching later. Don't forget it's free to subscribe and it's free to like and share. So make sure you share so someone can get that message and get up there and learn a little bit about that AI because it's definitely not going anywhere. This is your boy Paul Wizzo. Holla at your boy.